What the hell? This isn't the way I'd left this set up. Where am I? Back in time. April 1st, 2009? April Fools? No, wait, it might be April 6th. What happened then? Wait a second, what? Here. Again. I can't escape this place.
Phelous, wait! At least take my fan with you! There's no need for you to return to that world of nightmarish delusions come to life!
No, Ankara, I have to finish what I started, no matter what. Alright, I've wanted to do a follow-up to the Silent Hill film review for a while now, as it was an earlier review, there's a good amount of things I didn't touch upon, and there's a lot of stuff I could have been clearer about. Let's get something out of the way right at the start. The name changed from Cheryl to Sharon. People argue with me that this change didn't really matter, and that is partially true, it didn't. However, to base your story around Silent Hill 1 and have the character of Cheryl in there and rename her is pointless because the audience going to see this movie who know the series will wonder why, and the rest of the audience would be oblivious either way. So all it does is serve to annoy fans. The Resident Evil movies are always shit to be sure. However, would you have found it annoying if they had called him Carl Redfield or Alvin Wesker just for the sake of changing the name?
Who would even think of doing something so disgusting?
And some people seem to say, Silent Hill isn't that bad. I mean, there's been worse adaptations. Oh, good! I guess this piece of shit isn't that bad, as there's been smellier shit out there. This movie doesn't get passed just because other fucktards out there can't make an adaptation that even resembles the source material. Also, I did say it before, this movie didn't get everything wrong. It did look very nice, and it had some really good moments. Rose's chase of what looks to be her daughter was very close to Harry's. And of course, their subsequent trip to the other world, and them getting a pass on that one when they wake up. The moments of finding the stone in the janitor's mouth and finding the room behind the painting felt very much like the game, and when we actually had Rose alone looking around, we got the feeling of isolation and dread wandering around Silent Hill should bring. Of course, you can't just have a movie of someone silently running around even if the movie is called Silent Hill, which is why you have interaction with Sybil and maybe a couple other characters, but you don't need to have the whole Christabella gang and Sean Bean padding scene team up. Speaking of padding, there are a lot of scenes that could have been removed or really cut down. The scenes before they get to Silent Hill could have been summed up a lot quicker, and all we really need to establish that was Sharon's desire to go to Silent Hill.
Silent Hill! Silent Hill!
Rose! And yeah, that could have been summed up a lot less silly. I actually remember laughing in theaters at that.
She said it again.
Yes, no way Sean Bean would have heard that.
Silent Hill!
The scene where Rose is discussing with Sharon that they're going to Silent Hill could have been the first scene of the film, and really should have been more like the game story since that's what this movie is using as a blueprint. So it could have just been explained that Sharon/Cheryl wanted to visit Silent Hill instead of screaming at the top of her lungs. Actually, a neat use of any scene before getting to Silent Hill would have been to set up some symbolism we'd later see in the town. But no, why do that when we can have them meowing?
Meow. Meow. Meow.
And in the game, Silent Hill also has a normal-ish looking populated version along with the fog and other worlds. Making it a town evacuated because of an underground coal fire just makes Rose seem like an idiot for up and taking her daughter to somewhere like that completely unprepared in the dead of night. Plus we get the start of the Sybil versus Rose shit, which also didn't need to be there and makes little sense. Sybil gets highly suspicious of Rose at the gas station because she hears Sharon get slightly upset.
Seriously, that's it. She then proceeds to follow Rose and pull her over because of this.
If Sybil had heard her saying she wanted to take her daughter to Silent Hill when that's a place you shouldn't even be breathing the air from, then that's a reason. But no, she didn't hear that.
It also highly amuses me that Sean Bean is apparently just now looking up what Silent Hill is like, despite the fact that he'd been constantly dealing with Sharon running off and yelling Silent Hill at the top of her lungs.
And speaking of Sean Bean...
I'll take this one.
Dina! What are you doing here?
Shut up, Phelous. Sean Bean's character was insisted on by the studio due to a lack of a male character. Gee, it's too bad there weren't any male characters in the original Silent Hill game, huh?
Yeah, it's really hard to think of any male characters from the first Silent Hill. Oh, wait!
If they had just gone with Harry Mason in the first place, we could have avoided all those Sean Bean filler scenes and the movie would have been better paced.
Yes, it was far more like the Sean Bean interruption, because in addition to just being filler, they would break the atmosphere of being in Silent Hill every time they popped up. You aren't supposed to get a breather.
Yeah, imagine if Harry's wife was still alive and every so often we'd get a cutscene of her looking for him and telling something that the main story had already told or was about to, and that's basically what his scenes are.
Which is why originally I like to show them like this.
Flip on my wife!
Now let's go into why Harry got his sex change in the film.
Now here's the primary reason they made the lead a female. They wanted to have this.
Mother is God in the eyes of a child.
Mother is God in the eyes of a child.
Of course, this couldn't be farther from what was going on in the game. Alessa did not see her mother as God in her eyes. This is Dahlia Gillespie.
No, I don't want to.
I just want you to lend me a teeny bit of your power. That's all.
Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
Feeling this child's pain, it's sure to come. Even though Alessa has been stopped, his little girl has to go. What a pity. For the 7 years since that terrible day, Alessa has been kept alive, suffering a fate worse than death. Alessa has been trapped in an endless nightmare from which she never awakens. My daughter will be the mother of God.
If you wanted to have a Silent Hill story with this theme, a good idea would have been to write a different story and not fuck up Silent Hill 1s!
Also, another reason for the sex change was they didn't think it should be a father going to look for his daughter. Like, a father shouldn't have that much genuine love for his daughter.
That's an amazingly shitty reason. Bravo, Christoph Gans.
What? Sacre bleu, Phelous?
Harry willing to go through the utter hell Silent Hill put him through to get his daughter back was really a touching story. In fact, this story is really the only unselfish one in the series. James was looking for his wife, but he is obviously doing this more for himself and not really so much for her. James isn't a complete ass. Well, not all the time, but it's really not the same with him. Silent Hill 3 was more of a story of revenge, which obviously has more selfish reasoning behind it, and Silent Hill 4 is the story of a guy trying to get out of his apartment.
And that's about it.
Hey, there was a lot more to Henry than that.
You just said there wasn't all that much on the game den.
Yeah, well, he's hot, so screw you.
And speaking of screwing...
Pyramid Head! Though I really don't hate them giving him an appearance in the movie, it is a rather confused one. Again, it could work if Pyramid Head was the look of the ancient executioners of the town and got the same drugs as Chris Roydfield. But I don't know why he started hanging out with bugs or what he's even really doing here. You'd think he'd be controlled by Dark Alessa, as in the movie the town seems to be completely under her control, but he attacks Rose, which would seem to be the opposite of what she's looking for, and he certainly wasn't on the stupid movie cult side, so he really just seemed to be lacking a reason to be here.
Also, Pyramid Head's appearance here is probably to blame for his appearance in later Silent Hill games, and monsters that are heavily inspired by him.
The Butcher wasn't exactly Pyramid Head. He wasn't that bad.
Yes, he was.
Okay, and we can also blame the film for the stupid cult members running around in Homecoming.
Also, the sexy nurses can be blamed on this movie as well. What the hell do they represent to either Alessa or Rose? As far as I know, neither of them were attracted to females or had sexual repression.
Yeah, and not even Harry and the original had sexy nurses. They're simply nurses because, well, Alessa spent a good amount of time in the hospital being kept alive in pain from being burnt, which in the game was done by her mother to try and birth their cult's god.
And why did the burning happen in the film? Witch burning! Witch burning! They burnt Alessa as a witch! I don't care what you say, but you can never convince me that in order to adapt Silent Hill to film, you need to add witch burning!
And why did they even burn her as a witch? Did the movie even give an explanation?
We know. Even the children know it. Your daughter. Why you won't just name the father? You've brought sin amongst us.
Oh right, I forgot. If you sleep around, you're obviously creating witches. And that they were still burning people at the stake for witchcraft in the 1970s.
Yes, and they desperately try to make us feel sorry for Dahlia and tell us
Even her mother couldn't help, even though she loved her baby.
yet she gave her up to her cult to be burned alive. Yeah, little mistake there. And also, look at these people. If this was the 70s, I guess Silent Hill has really agreed with them. Unless it's put them into some kind of limbo, though that seems awfully kind of Alessa to do for them, unless the point was constant torture, which isn't really happening. But that doesn't explain Officer Gucci here. I remember that incident 35 years ago like it was yesterday. In fact, I think it was. Oh, except for Alessa. She's aged since she died and all. Glad it makes sense. But it's also kind of interesting that the image of Alessa hasn't changed, so she looks exactly like Sharon, who Rose is obviously looking for, yet when she finds her, she says,
My God, you could be her twin.
So why wouldn't you at least think there's a possibility that this is Sharon? You look like Sharon. A little bit too much like Sharon.
Harry kept seeing an aged image of Alessa, so it made sense that he didn't think it was Cheryl. But here it's like, hey, you look exactly like who I'm looking for. I know you're not her, though, because I've gained Silent Hill sense, I guess?
Look at me. I'm burning.
And that was silly. Really, really silly.
We burn the child! We fight the demon!
I love the fact that these people who burnt Alessa, which threw them into this hell, immediately upon catching Sharon say, let's burn her! Maybe a second time we'll cancel it out!
And why the hell does the stupid movies call have a safe haven from the other world? That makes no sense! Alessa had to hide in Rose just to get in there, so I really don't know how they pulled that shit off. Probably didn't have time to explain as they needed another shot of Sean Bean looking confused.
Christabella shouldn't even exist. Alice Creed should have just been playing Dahlia Gillespie. I think she would have done a good job with that.
Movie Dahlia and the whole witch-burning cult shouldn't exist. It's like the Call of the Game's endgame wasn't evil enough. Oh, wait. Sybil is wasted in this movie. They spend the first part of her making her annoying twit who even sees the road as magically disappear behind them yet still wants to take Rose in. It's not until the other world is dumped in their faces that she uncuffs Rose. She then proceeds to pointlessly sacrifice herself only to be revealed to be still alive and then immediately dies. She was also a witch because of her something or other.
This movie had potential, and that's why it pisses me off so much that they screwed it up.
Wait a second, Phelous. If you're back in time from when you originally did this review, why am I in the present?
Well, wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
I see. Have you seen a little idiot who didn't think ahead when writing their script? Short, black hair, just reached the intellectual maturity of 7 last month. Here's a parting gift for you.
Why? Damn! My head! You left me in the other world! I did what in the where now? Here. You're playing the continuity card on this? Seriously? Yes. Hey, wait, when did I start this black coat thing? We can't be the same person if you were lost in the other world and I wasn't. I'm really sick of my own show's continuity mess. Oh well, let's fuse back into one Phelous. No, you've probably been corrupted by the other world. Or that evil one-up mushroom that brought you back to life. I've got to get rid of you. What are you gonna do to me, Phelous, from the future with this little black coat? Huh, I bet you can't see this and keep it cool. A Glopicus! I thought I got rid of that! Yeah, get out! Alright, now, let's get back on course, shall we? Allons-y! Wait a second. Shared memory shouldn't have been here yet. The hell?
I don't like this movie. He doesn't look too friendly. These monsters seem so fake. My nerves are gonna break. Phelous, don't let me down. You need to be around. Grab that running one up and blast that single new one. This movie looks shitty. Phelous, oh Phelous, bring on multi-comedy. Oh Phelous, oh Phelous, and some more movies. Oh Phelous, oh Phelous, I don't care how nice you sound. Oh Phelous, oh Phelous, what's your opinion about?
And we can also blame the stupid movie for ruin.
The movie would have been better paced. Luna agrees with me.
Turn to that world of nightmarish delusions. This is not my fan.
Primiad head. Nice typo there, Phelous.
No! I don't want to go!